What is up, people? Welcome to the #1 channel in East and Central Africa that brings you great and epic motorcycle content you may have come to love. Do consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you're updated whenever we post a new episode. Without further ado, this is the first impression ride of the Dayun 200. First of all, this is one of the cheapest bikes that you can get in Kenya today. Now let's go over to some of the specs that I did manage to find after digging through the interwebs. Now the bike is powered by a 198cc single-cylinder air-cooled carbureted engine. The product says 14 horsepower, and for the rest of the numbers I couldn't find. Well, I'm sorry about that. Now the bike also comes with conventional front shocks and a monoshock at the rear. The bike also comes with the tire sizes 100 and a 130 at the front and rear respective. Now it also comes with a 6-speed, or rather a 5-speed gear transmission. We didn't know justice at all, but more on that later. The bike in itself is a replica of the YZF-R3. It might look like one, but definitely doesn't perform like one. Now in any case, compared to the Dayun 200 naked bike, this one seemed a bit slower. Now the Dayun flashy looks and behaves like a sport bike, but does lack on a few things. Power was the main thing, and the bike didn't like engine braking, just to mention, and it would sound like a goat being slaughtered and lose balance. Either that, or I hadn't fully adjusted to the bike. Now the gearing on the bike was something to be desired for, and I hope that the future models do come with better and longer gearing ratios, and of course with an extra gear. The best gear that I found to be on this bike was the third or the fourth, whether when coming down to a stop or trying to maneuver through traffic or through tight spaces. The sitting posture was just like any other Ninja 200 or Ninja 350 or any other Chinese replica of the sport bike out there, and the seat was quite wide and very accommodative to my bum. Now however, I don't see myself taking over long distances without getting a sore ass. One thing I will say about the bike is how good it feels on the corners. It is with the right speed and the right skill, you can really carve some nice corners with this bike, especially if you're one guy I know on particular. I've seen him in action, that is none other than Martin Graffer. He knows what he's doing, although I wish he would take it on the track. Anyway, but I digress. Now the Chinese have mastered the art of selling the dream at a cheap price. Now the looks alone to an untrained eye will seem magnificent, especially after you slap on an aftermarket pipe. You'll be the talk of the town, and if you want to catch this Dayun creature, just head on to Karirana on Sunday afternoon, and they move in herds, and their locals even know them, though occasionally they are chased away by the police for the disturbance they make. This is a segment where I answer most of your questions, and starting us off, Steph MM asks, what about the fuel consumption, price, and where to get it, and reliability? Well, I can't cover much about the fuel consumption. About the price, well, it's about I believe it's 200k and below, somewhere like that. Now where to get it? You can get it at Captain Motors at Kahawendani of Thika Road or Thika Superhighway. For its reliability, well, I'll have to ask somebody who have stayed with it for quite a while, but so far so good. People don't actually complain too much about it. Peter Geshere asks how many cc, build quality, and top speed. Well, for the top speed, I can tell you it covers a bit. If you push it too much, maybe on a downhill you can get to 120 on a downhill, but on a straight you'd be lucky enough even to get past 110. About the build quality, well, it's as Chinese as you can get it, but not as bad as some other brands out there. But the build quality is it's not great, but it's not bad. It's David Kadurima asks, hey Rico, you've never done Everlast Cougar. Well, I haven't found anyone to offer me that Everlast Cougar bike, but if you're offering, okay, cool, we can definitely plan for that, for the Everlast Cougar ride. First impression. Bruce Murimi asks, Rico, thanks bro, I've been really waiting for this. Would like to know of the consumption, is the seat and posture for giving at a long distance, maintenance cost, and the top speed. We've already mentioned most of that. For the maintenance cost, I believe it's very cheap. It's basically, you have like an oil filter, I think goes for 200 bob or 150, I'm not quite sure. And then for oil, if you can use Shell Advanced, which goes for 385. So I'm not quite sure how many liters it goes, the engine consists, but yeah, I don't think it's that expensive, to be honest. Now Moturi Olamwangi, yeah, this guy I like this guy. Anyway, is it advisable to change tires to a bigger one? What would be the cons and pros for such a decision, and what are the best type of tires for both wet and dry seasons that somebody can go for? Well, let's see. Well, and there's a more question. So, true, the stability of the bike at 130 kilometers per hour in comparison to its main competitor in the likes of the Dayun 200cc? Good question. That's a very good question. Anyway, yes, you can change the tire sizes, but it will depend on the profile and the size of the rim. Now, if you look at tires, they normally have a 130/70/17 or something like that. That's just an example. So the thing is, for the tires, you have to find the tires that have the same profile as the one that's the stock. So if this one comes with a 130, I think the maximum you can go is actually a 140, but usually it says you can either go 2 sizes up or 2 sizes down. If you're lucky enough to get a 150 for that profile, then that would be, yeah, of course you can. But do you compromise anything? Well, that's actually been up for debate, because most people say you do compromise a lot on top speed. One thing for sure you do get as a pro is a stability, because you have a wider tire base and a wider contact patch, if that's what I'm trying to say. And also, by the way, if you compare this Dayun 200 and the Dayun, I'd actually go for the Dayun hands down, because they're not quite far off. One is 189 and the other is, I don't think they're actually similar in engine capacity, but the Dayun is EFI, has an EFI system, electric fuel injection system, and also it is liquid cooled, so you get most out of the bike. It's a bit expensive, yes, but it's definitely worth it. Also, you do get a lot of more capabilities, or rather you do get to do more with the bike. Karaoke White, what's up? He's saying sitting position and comfort, we've covered that. Maina Benson asks, hey Rico, can lose the top speed? And if we compare it to the ZMR Charisma, which between this and the ZMR, which is advisable for daily commuting, well, I'd go for the ZMR. For one, it's more economical than the Dayun. Yeah, it's more economical. I'd like to think it's the most economical bike out there for now. Right now, the ZMR is very economical. People have been known to go to Mombasa with 1,000 bob worth of fuel. Back then, not right now. So I'd pick the ZMR over the Dayun. No, the Dayun 200 flasher. Yeah. So Sadiki JJ asks, what's the price for 2021? Let me get back on you on that. So Dada Getchas, as he says, been waiting for this one. Going into this very biased, he hates the way it looks and how the body feels, the colors, and make it look like an overgrown tricycle. Well, he loves Dayun, but this was a miss for me. People do have their preference. I, for one, honestly, it's not a bad bike. It's not a bad bike, but it's for like I said before, it's for that person who likes the sport bike life, or who likes sport bikes and can't really afford one, Japanese one. That's why the Chinese are very good at selling the dream at a cheaper price. Duncan Gacha asks, are these Chinese bikes any good? Actually, I think this is more of a general term. I'd say yeah, these bikes are definitely good. If you look for the likes at Benelli, it looks like the likes of the CF Moto. By the way, CF Moto and KTM are actually planning to work together on producing the KTM 490 line of bikes. That would be very interesting. And also, Benelli has been known to work with Harley Davidson, and if you can look for, I don't know if they actually came out of production yet or not, but yeah, Quanjing or QJ have been working with Harley Davidson in producing some of the Harley Davidson bikes. I think some of them actually do have some resemblance to the Benelli type of design, even though they do copy from other aspects. So yeah, some of these bikes are good, and they're actually getting better and better. Actually, come to think of it, in a few years Chinese bikes will be as good as the Japanese bikes. Hopefully. I know I'm just spitting balls here, but anyway, the Chinese are really coming in for the motorcycle market. If you are keen to look at the news and the trends that are going on right now, the Chinese are actually producing very good and very affordable quality bikes in the market. Anyway, the future for them, the sky is the limit, and hopefully they don't throw their bad and the rejects into Africa because they're cheap and we like cheap things. Hopefully, yeah. So that's about it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and also if you have any questions or if you have any other comment, please let me know down in the comment section below. I do love reading and replying to all your comments. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. The next video is actually something a lot of you guys know but don't know fully about it, and I hope it's going to be interesting because it was very interesting for me to make and also to experience. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, ride safe, and I will see you in the next one.